All right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. Holy shit. In some lighter news, Josh and Jase are coming back to Michigan. This is a big part of our show back in January when those two dudes from the UK showed up. Everybody fell in love with them. And one of the things that I love about this story, I had never heard of them until they came to Michigan. And I thought it was cool how these guys come in from another country. They don't know what the fuck is going on in Michigan and immediately fall in love in the state that I live in, fall in love with the state I live in. That was so cool. And what I also like was the fact that just, from TikTok videos and videos on Facebook, whatnot, everybody knows who they are. They show up here. Their money is no good. Everybody rolls out the red carpet. Here's your hotel. Here's your tickets to the basketball game. Here's your clothes, all the gear, all the food you could possibly want. One of the two guys hurt his back, though, and then he went to the hospital, and somebody got his address in the UK, and I mean that happens to all of us every day here. Maybe it doesn't happen there, but he made such a big deal about it that it was the end of the world, that somebody stole his, didn't steal his identity, but basically got some personal information about him. So every time these guys turned around, there was something amazing happening. And I think one of the biggest things, big takeaways here, is the fact that these two were just any dude, and they just react to things that they've never seen or heard before. And they're internet famous and beyond. Because nowadays, internet famous is pretty famous. Alan says he hurt his back from all the anal sex they were having. Yeah, I've thought about that. But I think they're married or they have girlfriends. Rebecca says Josh and Jase should get paid by the state of Michigan for all the free advertising they did for our tourist industry. I think you're onto something there, and I think that has something to do with them coming back. You and the folks in the state are thinking the same thing. Jason Riley, who is Jase, made a surprise appearance at the Pure Michigan Governors Conference on Tourism outside of Traverse City this week to announce that he and Josh are coming back. That is nearly identical to what you just said. So they're getting paid now to do this, which is outstanding. After a weeks-long visit in the winter, they said they will return in the summer to experience warm Michigan. I think there's something to be said about people that just use their demeanor, their personality, the things they say, and it becomes something interesting and worth talking about, and people want a part of it. That is so fucking cool. That is not that different than what I am attempting to do here, but they've obviously gone way over and beyond by about 50 times. I just always love that sort of thing. Maybe I should get out from this studio and do things and react to it. But that honestly sounds horrible to me. I don't think I have the energy to go traveling all over the fucking place. And not that anybody would care. One just had a baby, says Black Belt Nick. Josh just became a dad for the first time. That's what Stevie writes. She's probably disgusted with that comment. He's not coming this time. He said so. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, well, they're not doing all this for free. Well, no. I mean, they get paid by people that support their show. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, fix your stupid auto mod. Can't even say the name of the state. Yeah, I had that in there. That wasn't broken. That's actually the way it has to be. I did that because of Joe Martinez. Now, we haven't heard from him that recently, and that's good. And part of the reason why we haven't heard from him is because I have made it so there's certain phrases and words you can't say. So in response to, hey, your auto mod's broke. No, it works. It works perfectly. Chris says, no, it doesn't. Joe isn't here anymore. Well, yeah, we got to keep him away. If as soon as I bring it back, he's going to know and he's going to show up here and say, ay, we bow to no one, break them nuts, Michigan rules, ay. All right, I'll think about it. Until then, can you just abbreviate MICH? I mean, it takes more time for you ding-dongs to sit there and complain than it would be just to write one of about a billion other things that could get the idea across. Bread Bowl Brain Chris says, everyone agrees with me. Well, yeah, but you got to understand that if you're all going thumbs down and I'm going thumbs up, that's not a tie. Okay? Stevie says, or Piano Finger Banger says, can you correctly pronounce all the various names and places in the UK? Stevie says, no way. I thought it was funny. I didn't mean that they are stupid. Okay, so there was some confusion. All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad that they're coming back. I like those dudes. I don't know if it'll be the same with just one, though. All right, so that's good news. We got good news today and bad news. A lot of good news, a lot of bad news. All right. Thanks to the sponsors that help make this show possible. A shout out to Zelensky Outdoor Services, 734-626-7788. Reach out to Nate. You can call, you can text. Brand new business on this show. He needs to fill up spots this summer for mowing, so sign up for a season of top quality lawn care. 734-626-7788. He'll mow, he'll edge, he'll weed eat, he'll use the blower thingy so you don't have ugly clumps of grass all over the place. He's not going to rush through your job. Lots of details when it comes to getting it done right. Best service possible, no rush, and the cleanup is outstanding. You'll be billed monthly for it, but you can reduce how much it costs you, which is the cheapest in the area, if you are able to get one of your friends or family members to sign up for his services. Zelensky Outdoor Services. You can find them online, or you can reach out, call, or text 734-626-7788. That's 734-626-7788. The Tournament of Rock has begun on the radio station Q100. Today's matchup, it is Van Halen Unchained taking, and that's J-Bo's song. J-Bo's our afternoon guy. J-Bo's Unchained, Van Halen, head-to-head matchup with the EZ's Bob Seger. Turn the page. I want to see how the voting is so far. Now, for me, that's a no-brainer. Alan says Unchained is such an underrated riff. Great song. So you go to Q100Michigan.com and you can vote. And you can vote as many times as you want. Now, I, of course, am going to vote for Turn the Page. That's my song. That's my fifth round pick. Unchained is J-Bo's 4th round pick. All right. Beautifully, Bob Seger leads it. 61.38% of the vote to Unchained's 38.62% of the vote. Win and advance. There's 32 songs that have been chosen. And this year, I want to frickin' win. Okay? I want to freaking win. All right. As I said on Patreon, we've got a Big Fraud Thursday today. Rumor on the street is that Black Belt Nick, this is the last Big Fraud Thursday he'll be able to attend, and I'm curious, is your schedule getting filled up, or are you taking a break from Patreon? Please be the first one. My heart breaks a little bit every time I hear that somebody has to leave, and I hope that that is not the case. I saw you made a comment at the end of one of the shows yesterday. Last one until week of testing. Too much training, he says. That's several weeks for you then. He says he'll still be here. That is awesome. All right. I'm reasonably light on content today. If you have anything that you want to address or get off your chest, or even ask me anything style questions, by all means. Otherwise, I'm kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel when it comes on things to talk about, and I don't like just trying to stretch it out on my own. I kind of hate that, in fact. I don't want to do that to you. If I'm all out of things to talk about, I'm all out. All right. While we wait for anything of that to emerge on the chat, hello to Frank Fuss. If you are in between jobs, perhaps your boss does not offer insurance or you're self-employed and you need to get health care, reach out to Frank Fuss today. Appointmentwithfrank.com is where you go. Appointmentwithfrank.com. He can help you get everything you need, and it's all free. Frank's services are free. He makes his money from engaging with the insurance companies and getting you into those policies. That's what he is an expert at. So head over to appointmentwithfrank.com for more information. Kuiper Tree Care can help you get rid of unwanted trees. If you have a tree that's outlived, it's kind of like past its prime, call upon Kuiper Tree Care at 616-828-8225. Take care of the tree, grind down the stump. Also, they'll clean up any storm damage. They'll trim trees for you, and they'll take care of any sick trees with their tree risk assessment with their 3 certified arborists, KuiperTreeCare.com. Question from Donut Dan. When is skydiving and the next pinball orgy? Okay, now we don't have an official pinball orgy scheduled, but we will be there after we go hang out with the animals at the Indian Paintbrush Farm Sanctuary Spring Fling on October 25th. That's a Saturday. We don't have anything set in stone yet for skydiving, but I will announce some options where we can get together. Rebecca says, check your email. I want your opinion on this interaction. Piano Fingerbanger says, we need an update on Operation Get Ripped at the YMCA. So, yeah, I was there yesterday. And I really think that I got to make sure that I eat before I go. Because hypoglycemia is a very real thing with me. And I'm doing my little uphill walk, burning my calories. And all of a sudden, my legs get tingly. My hands get tingly. My brain starts to get foggy. And I have an unbelievable hunger. God damn it. Alan says, how many more incidents till Amanda gets banned? I don't know what you mean. If I am racking my brain, in my opinion, Amanda is in good standing here. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. Let's. Tofa says, what did she do now? Another relative sexually assaulting children. Well, I don't think that the relative sexually assaulted children. I think that the relative was into nasty. Well, it's horrible. Man Bun Chris says, yes. Yeah, Amanda, I'm curious, what's the piece of advice or something you... Oh, yeah, AMA, he says. I'm curious, what's a piece of advice or something you change when... to the initial starting the podcast? Also, how's the fitness journey going? Last I heard was some treadmill time at the Y. Okay, I'll hang up and listen. No, treadmill time is great because I walk with that fucking thing at the highest incline. So it's at a 15% grade. It can't go any higher. And which means like you can't walk that fast, but it's tough. So you ever get your heart rate way, way high from walking, it's a different type of burn. And if you go for an hour at 15% grade, I'm probably walking anywhere between 1.6 miles an hour to 2. And then the last few minutes, I'll crank it up to 2.1, maybe even get closer to 2.5, just short of having to jog to keep up with it. And my God, that throws my heart to about 180. And it's not out of the question to burn between 500 and 600 calories in an hour when you're at 15%. A lot of people can relate. Nick says 15% is a leg killer. Piano Finger Banger says it's a calf burner. Do they have a Jacob's ladder at the Y? I've seen those. Those are a bitch too. I don't think we do. Nick says, nothing wrong with Amanda. She can rub people the wrong way, but she's a good person. I enjoy talking to her at the Great Food Giveaway. Amanda's fine. Amanda is fine. And I get both sides because I might get people saying, oh my God, how can you? And to me, it all goes back to, look, I have one lane and the one lane I worry about is my lane. That's all I'll say. Donut Dan says, did you auction the papers off yet? And congrats on being second in the basketball tournament. Thank you, Dan. Were you first? And yes, the papers are accounted for. It's not the papers. It's the paper clip. I'm throwing the papers in free. Dan came in 35th. But no, an hour on that treadmill is a bitch. Tofa says, that's a pretty good low-impact exercise. Kicks your ass. That's what I've been doing. Lost about 20 pounds so far just by doing 45 minutes a day on the treadmill and not eating like an idiot. Dude, that's great. Nice job. How about you? You might be the next Jeremy, who still is maintaining amazingly. Okay, I got a sweet, sweet stink bug here. Occasionally these show up here, and I never kill them. You don't want to do that too, by the way, because they smell bad when you crush them. But that's my guy here. So give me a second. I got to put him out the window. So it's a nice day. All right. Come on, big fella. Off you go. Off you go. Oh. Now I can't close the window. Too weak. hardest thing I've ever done. No, I'll be over there today after the haircut. Headed over to see Andy at King's Room Barbershop. Man Bun Chris says, I run so I can eat like an asshole. That's true. It gives you that freedom. And you're young. So, by the way, I am hearing that, so the good folks at the Michigan Rangers soccer team, virtually all the people that I worked with at the soccer team have transitioned from the Rangers to the Midwest United soccer team. Okay? So, Coltron, Chris D, which is Man Bun Chris, Mario, the Spaniard, and Muckler. Is it Muckler? Dean? He was the assistant coach. And they all went to the United, and I guess there's like, it's a rivalry. That the teams, you guys should play. Why do you not play each other? Because Stewart runs the Rangers, and he's the coach. And I like Stu. His wife is great. They're awesome. And how the fuck are you not playing? I mean, it's a great rivalry. Because the organizations, they want to fight. Now, I handed off, shouldn't say I handed it off. I said to Stewart over there at the Rangers, I go, buddy, I'm not going to be the PA announcer anymore. I'm going over to the Rangers, but I got a guy. He filled in for me. Do you want to me to introduce you? Yes. So that happened. And so that's Nick, Black Belt Nick here. He filled in last year and did a fucking great job. So this is an outstanding opportunity for him to be PA announcer for that team. And he says, I still haven't gotten a call back from them. Okay. Well, I think that Stewart is in it right now. Like he's got a lot going on. He lost a lot of personnel. So keep trying. Beat him over the head with it. That's what I would do. I think there's a Tofus, tell us about your name, says Bread Bull Brain Chris. We were all curious about a couple of weeks ago and you weren't here. He said, so my girlfriend's kid thought my name was Chris Topher. And somehow I thought of that Jerky Boys call, Frank's Pickle Barrel Ass. So I threw Mr. in front of tofu and put barrel ass on the end. It's really stupid. I don't know if I've heard the Jerky Boys Frank's Pickle Barrel Ass bit. But I do remember when the Jerky Boys first hit. It was the funniest fucking thing on the planet. I thought it could never not be funny. All right, I'm going to check it out. It's that type of day.
On this episode of You're the Credit One for Me.
What up, Janae?
That's not good.
Always.
Okay, we got to get past this.
Pickle Barrel Ass.
Who?
Hello.
Hello.
How can I help you?
Who's this?
This is Frank's Pickle Barrel Ass. I run a pickle joint. How can I help you, ma'am?
I didn't call you. You called me.
My phone just rang here, ma'am.
Well, it rang here, too.
Oh, so what's going on? If you need, what do you need for your order?
I don't need anything.
You need pickles. I got pickles. That's my business.
Well, that's our business, too.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Are you serious?
No. This is a pickle.
And this is Frank's Pickle Barrel Ass. Where are you out of?
Maspit.
Maspit. So am I.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Well, so how many do you need? What do you need? A few barrels?
No, I don't need anything.
I got garlic, dill. What do you need?
I don't need anything.
I could truck them over to you today.
No.
You call me and you don't need pickles.
I didn't call you.
Are you crazy or what?
No, I'm not crazy. Somebody's playing a joke on us.
No. My phone rang here and you're asking me for pickles. Nobody's playing jokes.
Hey, don't get uppity with me because my phone rang here and you got on the phone. I said good afternoon, right?
No, you said, hey, Frank's Pickle Barrel asked, can I slip you a pickle?
No, I didn't say that. I'm sorry.
You said something along those lines.
Hello?
Good afternoon, Frank's Pickle Barrel ass. Hello?
I didn't call you. You called me.
Not you.
Sorry, and don't call me again.
Is it you again?
Yeah.
What do you call me, ma'am?
I'm not calling you.
If you want pickles, I'll send you pickles. Yes or no?
Tophus says, Jesus Christ, she sounds like my mother. Yeah, they all sound the same. They all sound the same, Tophus. Don't ever forget that. Piano Finger Banger says that was amazing. Yeah, it was good. Now we know Tophus' real first name. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, this is Ask Tophus. That's what this can be. It can be Ask Tophus. Ask Tophus Barrel Ass. Okay, folks, I appreciate you so much. I'm going to cut this off, and I will talk to you on the Patreon. There you go. That's it. That's it for this edition of the Eric Zane Show podcast. I will talk to you later on the Patreon. Have a good one, folks, and bye-bye. Okay, hang on. I just realized I forgot something. Becca Shea says, read Rebecca's email. Okay. Sorry. And I didn't do the asshole of the day, so my brain is obviously going like 10 directions. What the fuck is my problem? Okay, Pentagon versus the Pope. Relations between the U.S. and the Catholic Church have not been the same since January. When senior U.S. defense officials shared an abrasive message with a Vatican official, days after Pope Leo XIV delivered his State of the World speech, Undersecretary of Defense for Policy Elbridge Colby summoned Cardinal Christopher Pierre, the Vatican's U.S. representative, to a closed-door Pentagon meeting for a bitter lecture. The United States, Colby said, according to a blistering new report by the Free Press, has military power to do whatever it wants in the world. The Catholic Church had better take its side. One U.S. official present at the meeting brought up the Avignon papacy, a period in the 14th century in which the French monarchy bent the Catholic Church into submission, ordering an attack on Pope Boniface VIII that led to his downfall and subsequent death, and forcing the papacy to relocate from Rome to France. So they're like bringing that up like, yeah, we could kill you. What? The Trump administration had taken issue with the Pope's critique of its militaristic proclivities. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and other top Pentagon officials were particularly aggrieved by portions of Leo's speech, in which the Pope argued that a diplomacy that promotes dialogue and seeks consensus among all parties is being replaced by a diplomacy based on force, and that war is back in vogue and a zeal for war is spreading. Now, I don't think that there's anything inaccurate about that. That is 100% true that the Pope said. And if I'm the U.S. at that point, I'm like, hey, thanks for noticing. So I don't think you can get mad at the Pope for one of the more obvious comments that's ever been made. Yeah, I think the first hint was that they took the title Secretary of Defense and changed it to Secretary of War. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. But is the U.S. coming after the Pope now? Let's check it out. It was difficult not to interpret Leo's comments as an immediate commentary on Trump's second administration. That's the problem. Trump's a child. Rather than just rolling with it, like, well, yeah, well, no shit. He's going to try to intimidate the Pope. It's the first time this has ever happened where an American official has tried to intimidate the Catholic Church. The Vatican was so alarmed by the Pentagon's warning that Pope Leo canceled his plans to visit the U.S. later in the year. He's an American. Pope noted that many in the Vatican saw the Pentagon's reference to the Avignon papacy as a threat to use military force against the Holy See. Oh, my God. Yeah, the Vatican doesn't have too much of a military. Tensions have not been mended by February, when the Holy See rejected the White House's invitation to host Leo, the religious order's first U.S.-born pontiff, for America's 250th anniversary in July. Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that, the Vatican, with them saying, war is not good, we must have diplomacy. And they've also been very critical, even before Leo, about immigration. They don't like the idea of how the U.S. has taken this hard line against immigrants who are here, without going through all the proper channels. But you still raped a lot of kids and covered it up, so shut the fuck up. I don't understand how you can lay some type of righteous indignation on the world about this, that, and the other thing when there's still butthole gape the size of a Folgers can. And oh, by the way, not everybody's the same based on your opinions about gay people. So, fuck off. Tophus says, Jesus, LOL. If you're the Catholic Church, oh my God, I cannot believe you're doing this. Oh, righteous indignation. Shut the fuck up. Chris says he's got an email too. Let's see what Chris sent me. Subject line, kinda creeper. And we actually did cover this in the Patreon, but it's worth talking about again. The Tennessee school board member who was seated next to a high school kid, and the kid was reading something, an opinion about something, talking about how whatever. She's the school representative for the school board, so she's got her shit together, and she's going on and on about something and talking. And when a kid is displaying exceptional abilities with how she speaks and carries herself, it's a good idea to say, "You're doing a great job on that. You seem like you're wise beyond your years. You must get great grades." But what this guy said, this school board member, was something that, well, is being looked at with more than just a raised eyebrow. This is when she gets done talking.
God, you're hot. You know that? Dang. Where'd you go to school at?
I go Crockett.
All right.
After he says, "God, you're hot," where you go to school at? The way she says, "I go to Crockett," I think she's into it.
God, you're hot. You know that? Dang. Where'd you go to school at?
I go Crockett.
All right.
Okay, now all these kids, it's a split screen. So these are the other board members. Here's a couple more board members. Here's students. Here's the camera. I think this guy's just a dumb fuck. I really don't, and sometimes that happens, where someone just isn't aware of what's good to say and what's not good to say. Either way, it's horrible. and he should probably be shot. But how come all of these other school board members aren't beating the shit out of this guy? I mean, like getting up and just pummeling him over it.
God, you're hot.
Oh, it's so bad.
Where do you go to school at?
I go Crockett.
All right.
Okay, I think she likes him. I think she's actually appreciative of it.
God, you're hot. You know that? Hey, where do you go to school at?
Damn, that's so bad. It is so bad. His body language while touching her and dropping the line is disgusting. That's a child, bro. So bad. And equally bad, I cannot believe none of the other... When are we going to get to a point where in the moment someone says something? Can you not just do that? Can we... the moment something fucked up happens, why are we quiet? Jesus! Man Bun Chris says, that reminds me of another question. How is he? Feel like we don't get any fun stories lately. I don't know what that means. Oh, that reminds me of another question. How is he? Feel like we don't get any fun stories lately. Oh, sounds like the NFK when you switch it to the Tigers game for him. Oh, I see what you're saying. Let's see. I'm racking my brain for things NFK related. No, it's been quiet, very quiet. There was one moment that reasonably a decent story because the cats have been getting fat. And I said to him, I go, don't feed them when they ask for it. And if you do feed them, give them just like a few bits of kibble to make them think they're getting fed. And then that won't interfere with their dinner. So they get the breakfast, quarter cup each, dinner, quarter cup each. But if every time they start meowing to you, you give them another quarter cup, that's a bad deal. So don't give them a quarter cup every time. Just give them a few. And okay, yep, sounds good. So they eat in the morning when I get up, 6 in the morning, and they eat at 6 at night. Man Bun Chris says, flappy arms engaged. Yep, all right, I'll do it. And Chris says, cats deserve to be fat. Not this one. He's like 20 pounds. So then the other day, I'm walking over to where he is, and I hear a quarter cup of food go into the dish at like noon. I go, what you doing? He goes, they won't shut up. They won't shut up. Fucking shit. I go, yeah, I know. But remember we talked about you can't give them that much every time. And when he gets busted, he always like goes, oh. Just kind of like skulks away. So he goes into full-on skulk mode. So I go, yeah, I think I mentioned that to you, didn't I? Yep. Just walks away. Yep. I'm like, holy shit. Come on, man. Alan says, God damn, I love that arm flapping. Ugh. I remember when that first started, like when I first... like when because he arrived in the summer of 20. So then when spring hits the next year, it's time to do taxes. And I go, hey, and I'm asking him I'm getting an update because I'm going to do his taxes for him or have the Gins do the taxes. And he had not been filing returns. And so I just said, hey, and as soon as I brought it up, the flapping was intense. They're not going to get my fucking money. He's just losing his mind. And I go, you don't make any money. It doesn't work that way. You're losing money. You get money back. You have to file a return. He's fucking fighting me. So I get all his information. I give it to the Gins. He files the last 3 years' returns, plus the current year. And so this was the day he decided to stop flapping his arms and understand that when I have something to say, it's going to be good for him. I'm here to help him. So I come back. I go, hey, so we got your taxes done. And I can tell he's giving me this stink eye. I go, yeah, they owe you $15,000. We did all your returns, so that's your money. And he's like, he couldn't believe it. I go, yeah, that's how it works, Kevin. You make $20,000 a year. They're not going to take any more of that. You fucking dummy. Man Bun Chris says, I might have to find a new tax man next year if the basketball wizard isn't on the show. I thought he was going to be marketing, so I hit him up again for this year. He's going to be back because I played for him the audio about him spending money on the coupon book. And I go, yeah, it's because you, and I know he'll be back. If he isn't, then you can deal with that. But no, I recommend still going to see him, unless if I get another tax guy. All right, like I should be getting mine. I should be getting how much the government owes me very soon, because the Gins did my taxes. Which reminds me, when I went there, I told this story on the Patreon, but I go there. And Troy has a couple of ladies working for him. And she comes in, or I walk in, and she goes, hey, how are you? I go, hey, I've got an appointment with Troy. And I guess he just hired these ladies. And she goes, okay, well, he's just finishing up. And this lady's name is Lexi. And I sit down, and I'm going over my papers. And I look up, and I go, wow, there's a baby on the floor. And this lady just had a baby. Like, not right then. It wasn't like she went, ugh, and a baby came flying out. There's a newborn baby, probably 2 weeks old, and it's got like a big ball of blankets that it's sleeping on. It looked like one of those Ann Geddes pictures. This cute little baby. And I out loud, I love babies. I mean, if it's babies and puppies, I mean, puppies might win out, but just barely. And this little peanut girl is sound asleep on the ground, the carpeted floor, in a blanket. And I go, there is a baby on the floor. I go, that's your baby? And she goes, yes, it is. I go, oh, my God. I go, that's the cutest damn thing I've ever seen in my life. And I could tell she's been a mom, like, for a while. And I said to her, I go, this is not your first baby. She goes, no, it is not. It's my third baby. I said, I can tell it's your third baby. Because people that have first babies are much different in behavior when it comes to third babies. Third baby, you're like, nah, it's a baby. First baby, everything is like monumental. Like you walk around with that first baby, and if everybody doesn't rush up and tell you how amazing it is, you attack them. My God. And it was just an adorable baby. Rebecca says, of course, Mr. Eric likes babies. Eric, can I get your name so I can call you something different next time I'm here? Hey, I want you to know something, fuckface. Her name is Lexi. Her partner in the office is Naomi. The baby's name is Scotty K. Little girl, Scott. I think it's I, and then Kay. Middle name K. So fuck you. I'm on top of it. Bread Bowl Brain Chris says you don't leave the first baby lying around on the floor. Absolutely not. First baby, you wouldn't dream of that. Third baby, you're like, yeah, fuck it. It's fine. That's a floor baby. Third time mom, much cooler than first time mom. First-time mom is a hyper dick. Third-time mom is cool as fuck. We love them both, but first-time mom, you have to be extra careful with what you say and do. Third-time mom, it's like, whatever. I mean, I remember our first kid to our third kid. It's all about the baby books. First kid, baby book, pictures all over the house. Everybody gets pictures mailed to them. It's the biggest thing in the world. Second kid, some of that, but not nearly as much. Third kid, you don't even tell anybody that you're pregnant. No one even knows. You're like, oh my God, here's the kids. Wait a minute. Whose baby is this? Oh, it's mine. What? Yeah, Mom, it's mine. Oh, we didn't know you were pregnant. Yeah, whatever. It's no big deal. Man Bun Chris says, floor baby. LOL, this is the best post show ever. Probably the longest post outro ever. Well done, chat, the real MVP. Chris says, and there it is. I was a floor baby. Yeah, like Madison is a floor baby. We don't even care about her. Okay? Linda says, I was the fifth baby. They left me out on the farm with the animals. I was the fourth baby. So I was also a floor baby. And you know what's interesting is though I was a floor baby, my brothers, all older than me, are intensely jealous of me. Because I've not really had to have a job. I've been doing this since I was a child. And I think they hate me because of it. So, yeah, I'm the floor baby. Fine. Nobody gives a shit about me, but fuck you. Tophus says, shit, I was a ditch baby. 11th baby, my mom had a horse in the kitchen and the engine blocked to a VW Bug on the living room table. Okay, I think you're just trying to be funny there, and that is quite funny. Thank you for the inspiration for this round of jokes. Chris is right. I was all ready to pack it up. Fuck it, show's over. I got nothing else to say. And the next thing I know, there's all sorts of fun things happening on this chat, which kind of gave me a second win, and I'm thankful for that. Plus, I had forgotten the asshole of the day, so I can't leave. And you guys had sent those emails, too. Okay, I thought Tophus was kidding, but he actually was the 11th baby. Okay, so you're what, about 40? Can you give me, Tophus, the amount of years between you and the oldest? Okay, you're a 47-year-old man. I didn't think you were 47. And there were two. Okay, Tophus's mother, she got pregnant after she gave birth to Tophus. And unfortunately, Mom had twins, and those babies were miscarried, which is going to make our very own Stevie quite moist. Like, every time a mom miscarries, Stevie has an orgasm. So that means Mom had 11 kids in 18 years. Let's do some easy math here. That period of time, 18 years, is 216 months. For 11 babies, that's 99 months of those 216, your mother was pregnant. So just shy of 50% of that amount of time. So basically, she was pregnant for 8 fucking years. Almost 9 years. Jesus. Rebecca writes, did Tophus's mother have Velcro holding her snatch closed. Okay, extra points for the fact that a lady uses the word snatch. One of my favorite things on the planet. It's a great word. Great word. Well done. All right. The asshole of the day today. Maureen asked another question. Did you all have the same father, Tophus? But she wrote baby daddy. I'm guessing so. Tophus says, I think my dad just jumped in feet first and splurted. 10 of us have the same father. The first kid was from another guy. All right. Asshole of the day. Yesterday, it was Becca Shea's cousin. Today, sorry, it's a lot to write. Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini. Congratulations. You've won Asshole of the Day awards. And now I'm wrapping up the show. Thank you for getting me through the last part of it. You did an outstanding job. Appreciate it. It's good to always have that one in the holster. If you ever run out of content, you can turn to the chat and you delivered. You delivered. Okay. Talk to you on the Patreon. Bye-bye.